This week, everyone's back, and so is PSN. What makes the Tenkaichi games stand out amongst the best within a sea of other Dragon Ball Z games? What are our favorite mechanics or systems introduced by video games? And the return of trivia. Hit that power button. It's time to pixelate. What the f*** is up, YouTube?
Please don't do that. You absolutely did not have to do any of that.
Hello, Pixel haters. We're back. It's the whole crew. We got everyone here today. It's your favorite haters, your little hatey boys. I'm Adam. I'm joined today by Chris, who has been absent from the show for the past couple of weeks, so we humbly welcome him back.
The prodigal son has returned.
Prodigal.
The what?
It's fine. Continue.
Prodigal.
He doubled down on it. The other prodigal, Micah, he's here. And we're also joined by Wope and Jamal. So what's up, guys? How's your past week or two or three been?
It's been solid. Less gaming. I'm always looking at news, trying to learn how to code, so that's fun. But
Nerd.
okay, I can benefit us.
Kidding.
I can learn how to make our dream game.
It's a joke.
Don't joke at dreams. Wope.
You're right.
Gaming.
Slytherin ass.
Video games.
But how's
Chris, do you
it
have
been for
something to say?
everybody else?
Okay.
That one was for you, Micah.
Okay, so I guess the introduction's over.
Yeah.
Not here, bro. He's gone. He's not with us.
It was crazy that Chris practiced a perfect intro.
Yeah, dude. He was like, he did the whole thing like an hour ago. He was like,
Yeah. I was ready an hour ago, and now I'm not.
He was like, "What's up? How's it going? Welcome back to PixelHate. My name's Chris. I'm here with Adam and Jamal." And I was like, "That's the cleanest intro you've ever done." But we weren't even recording.
Yeah. It's fantastic.
Yeah, man. What's the news?
Greeting to all you. What was that?
In 3, 2, 1.
Greetings to all of you.
Coming back up.
Greetings.
Greetings to all of you fantasy sports fans out there. I am Adam Quigley of the PixelHate Sports Network with your fantasy update of the week. Not a lot of headlines this week. Resident Evil 4 Remake is currently dominating the conversation once again, proving that a fresh coat of paint and a healthy dose of modernization does wonders for a classic. More remakes, less remasters. We beg of you. Chris is currently enjoying the spoils of a 93 scoring game as his first entry for the year. Dynasty Warrior Souls-like Wolong Fallen Dynasty has left both Micah and myself strung about the floor, mangled and bruised on numerous occasions, but yet it still manages to draw us in with its punishingly addictive gameplay loop. Bayonetta Origins, the 2D action-adventure game, serves as a solid reimagining for the legendary Umbra Witch and her adorable pet demon toy. Both games enjoyed solid reviews and so far hold a score of 81 and 80 respectively on Metacritic and on Wope's board. Lastly, but certainly not leastly, we at PixelHate would like to extend our love and condolences to the family and fans of Lance Reddick, multi-talented actor known for roles in The Wire and the John Wick series, who passed away earlier this week, better known to gamers as the voice of Silence in Horizon Zero Dawn and Forbidden West, as well as Commander Zavala in Destiny. The Destiny community at large took part in a touching tribute, visiting the character's in-game location and saluting and kneeling in groups. It's a lovely and ongoing moment in gaming history that reminds us of the importance of community and the beauty of collective effort in the face of tragedy. This has been Adam Quigley with your PixelHate Fantasy Update here on PSN.
Shout out to that man.
Does
so
anyone know how
sad.
he passed?
They said natural causes, which is crazy because he was 60.
Yeah, he was only 60.
Like
It's
that's
always something like bad, like cancer or some sort of disease.
it's a shame.
Some sort of illness.
It's very
It's very
young,
unfortunate.
but thank you for
Damn
your
shame.
contributions. Thank you for lending your voice.
Yes, very talented. Okay, well, let's uplift the mood here a little bit.
Let's.
Someone raised a very good question in our itinerary. Not sure who exactly, but was it you, Jamal, that raised this question? Probably.
Probably. I
Okay.
did most of them.
Wouldn't doubt it.
Classic. So what makes Budokai Tenkaichi an excellent arena fighter and really just an excellent game compared to other games in the Dragon Ball franchise?
I think obviously it's the amount. Obviously, you have like so many different characters, even like characters you would never like. Some of these like background characters or like characters from even outside the canon. That's great, but I really think it's the combat. Like you really feel like it's Dragon Ball. Like the fact that you can like sway, like dodge moves. You can have key blasts, which cause many controllers to be broken. Like, and bruh, there's so many exciting moments. You can transform. Like that's one thing. I guess I see why, like, for example, Fighter Z has, different forms of Goku already started. And while Tenkaichi has different forms of like Goku, Vegeta, but you can still transform into like Super Saiyan 2 within those different forms of Goku. So I think that's also, you really get the full Dragon Ball experience.
You know what it was for me?
Tenkaichi.
At first I hated the switch from Budokai 3 to Tenkaichi because Budokai 3 is one of my favorite fighting games of all time. It was more of a Tekken, like, with sidestepping is a 2.5D. They had the quick time events, they had the the button mashing, the controller spinning, whatever the fuck you want to call it. That game to me was like the peak of Dragon Ball fighting. And when Tenkaichi came out, I got it and I didn't like it at all. And like the switch was too much. I didn't like the way the story progressed. The gameplay just didn't. Arena Fighters, that was my first experience with an Arena Fighter, and I was just like, I can't do this. But it wasn't until Tenkaichi 2 came out, and that to me has the best roster. I feel like 3 just kind of has a bunch of people that that don't really need to be there. Like nobody wants to play as Apul. You guys know who that is?
Nope.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Yeah. So it wasn't until that I really started to feel like, okay, this feels like Dragon Ball. Like I see what they were going for in the first game. It just didn't grab me. But now, if you want to put any other arena fighter up against it, I feel like they pale in comparison because Dragon Ball as a whole is so huge. Like it's so scale based. Everything is so massive. So when you play like an Ultimate Ninja Storm where everything's a little smaller, combos aren't as flashy, like they're cool and ultimate moves are cool, but like you're not destroying environments, like you're not flying around. Like I feel like it's like Jamal said, it's like the perennial game. Like it's the one that all other arena fighters are going to be based on. And arena fighters aren't really like competitive based like that. You don't really see like serious tournaments for it, but just in terms of just straight fun, like there's nothing better than playing Tenkaichi, to be honest.
Have you tried Xenoverse before?
I haven't. I've never played I haven't played aside from fighters, like the last Dragon Ball game that I owned was Tenkaichi 2 on PlayStation 2.
Xenoverse takes a lot of stuff from the Budokai games, and then it makes it more like like modernized, but also it gives you a lot of freedom as a player. So like
I've seen it on sale a lot, but I just haven't pulled the trigger on it.
It's kind of, if you're looking at Xenoverse 2, it's kind of old now, but it's it's a pretty good game. It's got like a RPG element to it where you can make the fighters into like your own version, and you can swap in transformations, swap out transformations, swap in moves,
Right.
give them different armor, clothing, stuff like that. And then all the environments and stuff, some of them are destructible. I don't know if all of them are, but like the maps are very varied, and there's like a insane number of characters. There's got to be at least 100.
Yeah,
I think it's,
and I see they keep adding, right?
Yeah, they just added Orange Piccolo, and then not Gohan Beast, but Gohan
from
and
the
a few others.
from the movie. I think they're over 120 or something like that. Playable characters.
It's kind of like, for a lack of a better comparison, it's kind of like the Smash Bros of Dragon Ball games, just because there's so many things. Like the fact that you can create your own character is a big draw for a lot of people, right, and then also have that character be trained by like Whis and Vegeta, and then go through the story. So that
you played it, right? Like you have it.
Oh yeah, I played the shit out of it.
Are there characters from Heroes in it?
Heroes takes characters and elements from Xenoverse, but it's not like set in the same thing. There are some characters that Heroes like wrote into their story from Xenoverse, because those games are older than that promotional show, in that game, I guess. But Xenoverse has it in where like Fighters has its own draw for Dragon Ball fans. Xenoverse also has its own draw. It's not for everyone, but it's like, I can still see Xenoverse 3 having just as much hype, even though Budokai Tenkaichi 4 is a thing, right? Like in 5 years or whenever they make it. Just because they're so different. They're very different. It takes some elements of Budokai Tenkaichi, but I think the next Xenoverse game is going to focus more on like the RPG stuff, whereas Tenkaichi has always been more about like the flashiness of the fighting and the stages and the animations. Like the animations are solid in Xenoverse, but they're not like anything to be like excited about. It's more about the community and the actual gameplay itself. Like the online community is super active in that game. They get competitive as fuck. I don't know if they have tournaments, but they do get competitive. But it's a very different kind of competitive from like Fighter Z or something like that.
As a Dragon Ball fan, like we're all fans, I guess to differing levels, but we're all fans of the franchise overall. Like what level of fandom do you have to be at to purchase like all of these goddamn games that they're releasing about Dragon Ball? You have Kakarot. Like you said, they're probably going to come out with Kakarot 2, right? But they're still updating
telling
that
the
game.
same fucking story.
They're going to have
over
the
and over.
Xenoverse 3, Tenkaichi 4. They're going to have Fighters 2, probably. Like, I understand they're all different styles of games, like, but Jesus fucking Christ, like.
Well, it's about the draw of each individual one, because like Fighter Z and Xenoverse tell totally different stories from what you already see and understand. Like Xenoverse, you create a character, and that's the story you go through. You go through the patrol, like the time patrol story, and you play as like a Saiyan or a Buu.
But that's Xenoverse 2, right?
Yeah, in Xenoverse 1. Xenoverse 1, you also go back in time and try to stop events. That's why I like Xenoverse, is because like they throw in Cooler into the Saiyan versus or Goku versus Frieza first fight, and you help Goku fight those two. It's oh dude, they do so much cool shit.
I can't remember where I got in first Xenoverse, but it was pretty fun, and then I just fell off of it.
You played the first one probably.
I did. I never played Xenoverse 2.
But they throw in so many different like curveballs in those games. And Fighter Z is a totally outside story. Like, first of all, Fighter Z, there's no other Dragon Ball game like that. And then second of all, the story is not great, but it's nothing like it's not a retelling of anything. It's
new and it's canon, yeah.
Xenoverse is a retelling, but it's doing something totally different where like there's people trying to fuck up the timeline and you're going back and correcting it. And that's what makes it fun too.
But that's the shit that they have to do because, like I said, they've been telling the same fucking Saiyan saga, Frieza saga, Cell saga story. Sometimes Buu.
So what we need
25 years, bro. Like
what we need now is, rather than games focusing on Z and the events of that, we don't have pretty much any games besides Xenoverse regarding Kakarot. Regarding Super. Like we need more games that focus on what's going on now in the story, and I think
and what went on before.
It was a little unfair to. I mean, yeah, OG Dragon Ball is being covered by Kakarot now,
Thank God.
Which is I was really happy to see that.
That's fantastic.
I'm playing the fuck
is
out of
cool.
that. But
Um,
like, what the reason they probably haven't dropped a Super game is because Super only ended a few years ago. So whatever we're talking about is probably in development as we speak.
Me and Jamal got into like a mini argument because I was of the mind that because they announced Dragon Ball Budokai Tenkaichi 4 so early, I figured, well, I don't want to even call it early. I thought it was going to come out like at the latest by this time next year. I feel like they wouldn't announce that if it wasn't going to come soon, like within 365 days.
Nah, I don't know. I
'Cause-
don't think the amount that they showed, like that's as a teaser gets. That's
Of
not
course, but like how much more do you need? You already have 4 games. You just have to build on, well, I mean, again, I don't know shit about game development, right? But like I can't imagine they're changing the formula so much that the game has to take extra time.
I can.
They shove these
There's
Dragon Ball
been-
games out year after year after year.
Well, that's why they have to differentiate it so much this next time, and that's probably why they will take more time on it. Is because this isn't just gonna be Xenoverse 3. This isn't just gonna be Kakarot 2. This is gonna be a totally new Budokai, which was its own set of games. And
Yeah, it's
like, a
15
whole
years in the
genre.
making. Yeah.
and it's
It was like a whole genre of arena fighters. So like now, yeah, I doubt it's been 15 years in the making. I highly doubt that.
No, but it's
then-
been 15 years since the last one.
Yeah,
Are they
but
gonna
I'm just saying,
focus
like,
on camera or okay.
they have to build up a little bit of like marketing in terms of what they're bringing to the table. There's no way they're gonna just drop it mid-year this year or anything like that. I highly doubt it. You might be right about it coming before this time next year, but like by the end of the year,
We'll see. We will see.
they're dealing with a lot of competition. I highly doubt it.
I mean, but Dragon Ball's fan base is so like the game is gonna get bought. What
Regardless, yeah.
like no anime games really sell like do the Naruto games really do numbers like that?
Yeah, that's why they keep coming out.
But I don't think
Right.
they're
But I think it's just them. Like you see My Hero does One's Justice, which is a great game, very underrated. Shout out to Chris for being the only person who fucking owns it on the planet. But that game's fun as fuck. There's the One Punch Man. Like they're all doing the arena fighters because Dragon Ball did it first. So it carries its own, like we don't have to worry about competition. They kind of set the standard.
What's your guys' favorite like mechanic or system that a game introduced that's like specific to that game or that series of games?
I love the system from the Shadow of War and Shadow of Mordor games.
That's the one that I was thinking too.
Nemesis
Yes,
system.
yes,
Yep.
the Nemesis system, exactly.
Oh, I've heard of that.
because
What is that?
it's the system where essentially every character in the game has like a personality, and that when characters die off, they're replaced by other character. It like builds upon itself, so they have like feuds running with each other and all types of different shit. It's and it's all procedurally generated, but at the same time very, very intricate, very, very
It's
am I
like
describing
if
it
you get
correctly?
killed by an enemy, the enemy goes up in rank,
Yes.
and then they'll like talk shit to you, and then you go back and try to kill them, and say they kill you again, they go up in rank again. Or if you kill them,
Oh, that's tough.
then they might come back to life later on in the game and be like, "Remember when you killed me?" And you're
Mhm.
like, "How the fuck?" Or
Yes.
if you make one of them your friend, they might save your life, and then or they might betray you.
That
It's called
shit's
the
on Game
Nemesis.
Pass. I need to get that.
It's very
Dude.
impressive.
It's called the Nemesis system because you make straight up Nemesis, like randomly
your
generated
own.
Nemesis in the game.
That's
It,
tough.
it tells its own story. It's
Yeah.
really,
Like
if you haven't played, if you like Arkham games, the Arkham Batman games,
Oh my god, it's so fun.
Oh
Yeah.
God, we were
It
just
is
talking
heat,
about this
bro.
shit.
I got to go back and play the Shadow games, but yeah,
10
so
out of
Shadow of
10.
Mordor is freaking god, it's so good.
it's awesome because the enemies that like you fight, like let's say that you defeat the same guy like 3 or 4 times in a row, and like yeah, you kill him, but then he comes back later. He's like he's a shamed former version of himself, and he's seeking revenge, and like
They keep the scars that you left on him too. If you cut off his arm, he comes back with like a crossbow arm. If you gouge out his eye, he comes back with
that's
an eye
tough.
patch. Or if you burn them alive, they come back all melted and gross, and they're like, "Remember me?" It's fucking
You're like,
awesome.
no.
You don't look the same, dude. And they get new titles every time they rank up or rank down. It's a really good game.
That's
And
tough.
if you
Right.
like Lord of the Rings, if you just like the Batman Arkham games, that's enough.
And you don't even necessarily have to kill them either. Like sometimes you'll get into a feud with them, and like they'll run off, and then they'll come back, and the like Micah said, "Remember me, bitch." And you're
And
like,
you have your
no.
own army. Wope, you have your own army that you command and you like take on, and they have their own personalities, and you can make them more chiefs. It's really good. Really
That's
fucking
excellent.
good series.
I was reading up on it just, if not yesterday, the day before too, and I was just like, damn, like I like Lord of the Rings, but I never like got so much into it that I would consider getting this game off of the strength of my
Came out
affinity for the
2018.
franchise.
The only reason it wasn't talked about is because there was 2 other big games that year, but that game like pretty much wipes half of Game Pass's library. Like it doesn't compare.
There was one also, I think I'm not sure if it's in both the Last of Us games, but I know it's for sure in the Last of Us 2. Like your playing style, I don't know if it develops over the course of the game, but there are enemies that like when you're fighting against the human enemies, they adapt to your play style. So like if you're more stealth based, like in your encounters, then like they'll basically mimic that. If you run and gun, you just go in trying to fight them, then they'll mimic that as well.
Yeah, that was only in the second game, but they took that idea from Metal Gear.
Like in Pokemon, like EV training and stuff like that. Like that's something that not the average player will keep in mind, but that is a system nonetheless that you can exploit and take advantage of.
It feels like a lot of work for like very little reward.
And it's not really like a skill-based thing, like it's all numbers based, and you can pretty much calculate and kind of know what it is that you want your levels to be at and your stats to be at the end of the day. It's kind of just move set picking and order, and then it's like a card game. You have to max everything out just to compete, so like that's a given, and then on top of that it's moveset building. So it's really like, yeah, if you want to go that extra mile to play the game, by all means, but like it's not,
And I feel like
I don't know.
that takes
My
away
love
from
for it
me
isn't that
even
much.
wanting to play online too. It's like if I go online, I feel I'm going to go against people that's like done these IV trainings, and
like the
I
perfect
won't be able to
breeds,
compete.
all
I'm
that.
like,
Yeah.
nah, like there's a lot of work just to even do that. So, and that's something I feel like they could easily like work on or something. I don't want to say take it out, because it's definitely a good level. It's good, something that's good to introduce, and they had it for so long, so it's not something they are going to introduce. But I don't know, make it more beginner friendly to enter in,
because it's something that doesn't really show up until end game. Like you're not really learning about it, when you're second, third badge in. Like you're just kind of, by the end, it's like, oh, look at all these things that you can do to make your Pokemon better than what they are. Why didn't I have this at the beginning? But again, it's a hand-holdy ass game. It's a hand-holdy ass franchise. We know this.
Right.
One thing I like, talking about like a fighting game specifically, I never got into it. I think I tried again for like once, but quickly fell off. I do like Tekken's like fighting system. Like each button represents like a limb or something, and the fact that you can sidestep, it feels very nuanced compared to most other fighters, and that is a fighting game that I appreciate a lot. And I'm like, it's something different, but it still works for a lot of people. So
I agree.
I wish more fighting games took an approach rather than, to make it feel somewhat different, at least how you actually fight. Yeah, a lot of fighting games, at least I know like 2D Fight or something, is very combo heavy base, there's some footsies. So I do like, in Tekken you can have that, but like I said, you have to think a lot more. You can also, I don't know, I just like it a lot.
Did you say that there's footsies?
Yes.
Yeah, there's footsies in every fighting game.
That's what it's called, Adam.
What do you mean by that?
Neutral. It's the period of time when nobody has an advantage. You're just kind of looking for an opening. It's footsies.
I've never
You know
heard
how-
that, but
No,
I
people
guess.
find games to like move forward and backward.
You're just moving back and forth, like
Yeah.
just seeing
Yeah,
people
yeah.
stare each other down. It's footsies.
No,
I've
I
never heard of that.
I know exactly what you're talking about. You know, I myself am very
Never called it that.
very ventured in the fighting game scene, but not once have I ever
Footsies are like the
considered it.
best part of the game, to be honest. It's the most fun because you can't hit any combo if you can't get in. It's the art within itself.
My favorite mechanic that I can think of is the ship sailing / combat in Black Flag Assassin's Creed. It's so just relaxing, but also intense at the same time. Because, like, you drive a car in GTA or in Watch Dogs or like any open world game, it doesn't feel like you're really driving a car. It just feels like you're moving a bigger character on screen, kind of. It's very like snappy. It feels it like GTA probably does it the best out of every non-driving game.
Yeah, I was gonna
But
say GTA feels like a car.
It's-
Watch Dogs is
But it's not when you drive a bigger car in GTA, unless it's a fucking semi, it doesn't feel weighty, is what I'm trying to get at.
okay.
You fucking sail a ship in Black Flag, you are like turning that wheel to get that thing to turn, and like it just feels like you're moving this massive vehicle. And when you're in a ship battle and there's like shrapnel exploding off of the deck and like everyone's screaming and you're trying fire, it's so cool, bro. And the storm, and if there's like a storm going on, huge waves are going over the boat, people are falling off, there's ships exploding in the background. No other game has like made me feel that immersed in just a simple like ship combat or like vehicle combat.
Where do you feel like they kind of went wrong in that series? Because Black Flag's sailing system was perfect, but then in later entries, Odyssey, the Origins didn't really have a whole lot of like.
Origins had one that was actually better than Odyssey's because it's made by the people that made Black Flag,
Right.
and it wasn't like you could do it whenever you wanted to, but there were certain missions where you could hop on Egyptian boats where they had bows and spears.
Okay.
But the thing is, they kept the like immersion factor where like when they shot the fire spears over, there were people bleeding and screaming because of fire. The whole ship was exploding with shrapnel and stuff. It wasn't like cannons were going through it, but they kept that like idea that these are huge ships with hundreds of people on them. Odyssey kind of just went the easiest route possible. It feels like you're playing like a super RPG version of what Black Flag was doing, and it's like, oh, this guy has a bigger health bar than me, I can't take him down. Whereas Black Flag, I see a legendary ship and I know I have the upgrades to take him down. I'm like, damn, this fight's gonna suck, but I know with enough time I can like use the game mechanics to beat this guy. Odyssey's an RPG. Odyssey's like, if you don't have enough stats, you're not gonna make it.
Yeah, same as Valhalla.
Black Flag's like, oh, you put the time in this world to upgrade your ship. It's time. Like, you can do this now. That's why I like that game. I like those older Assassin's Creeds because yes, they had RPG elements, but they kept the like immersion factor, and they didn't like try to force me to play the outside game in order to like just enjoy the game. They're so hesitant to let you have fun in Assassin's Creed games. Black Flag was the only one where I was like the whole time, yep, I can play this for hours.
Yeah.
Sailing in particular, I barely fast traveled in that game because sailing is so fun.
Same. I just like it's nice to do the traveling. Like in any game, I love open world travel. I don't like fast traveling in Hogwarts. Like I'll get on my broom and go. Like
you can fish, you can go hunt sharks and whales.
That's it. I'm sold.
You can,
right.
You can like
no, the whaling was actually really, really fun too.
Really fun. You can go underwater diving for treasure, so you can like go through shipwrecks and
It
stuff.
was a perfect pirate game, which is
the
perfect
they're
pirate
lacking
game.
within like ships and bones. They're
There's
probably getting the
sea
sailing part right,
shanties.
but the outside of part is I don't know where that game looks like it's failing at?
What game?
Will it, the new pirate game by Ubisoft.
Or Skulls and
Skull
Bones.
and Bones. I said
Skull
Ships
and
and
Bones.
Bones.
Chips
and you would think they would be able to get it right.
You know the
They've
new
already done
Ubisoft title, Chips and Dip.
Bangers and mash.
They're going the wrong way with that one because they're doing what I was talking about with Odyssey, where it's stat based and it's not focusing on what makes those kind of games good, which is the immersion part. That's why Sea of Thieves is so fucking popular. Sea of Thieves isn't an RPG. The most that you can earn in that game is a new hat and a new coat. You don't earn anything for playing that game.
Otherwise, yeah, you just run around being a fucking pirate.
The experience is getting on a boat with your friends screaming because you're sinking and like the cannons are flying by your head and shit. That's what the fun is of those games. I don't want to have to grind to get new boots and a hook hand. No, dude, I'm here to fucking like get water off the deck and like shoot a cannon across. It's fun, man. So yes, sailing in Black Flag is like one of the first mechanics that I can think of in a game that I just really enjoy and miss.
And speaking of Assassin's Creed, I do like the assassination part because like the actual thinking part, like, all right, how am I going to sneak around? How am I going to get that people like around these people? Am I going to take this person out or not? Without the stat readings.
No other game does self-kill.
Yeah, they really like, I feel like in Origins, I can just bum rush everything if I want to. Like, but I choose to, you know, do the stealth shit because that's what I feel like is how you should play the game. But they don't really punish you. Like, if you're good enough and your level is up enough, you can just run through everybody, hide when you need to, come out, kill, blah, 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 finish the mission. And I feel like that kind of sucks. It kind of loses the heart.
An impatient audience. They don't cater to people that appreciate like mapping out a level before you actually go in it,
right?
And like figuring out what you want to do. They go to people who want to be a Viking and take up a dual-wielded axe and fucking swing endlessly at enemies for an hour that don't even look at you.
At least we still have Hitman if you still want to do that. Have you ever played a Hitman game?
I am not.
I've played Hitman games, or I've tried, and I've been bored.
Yeah, it looks very boring.
It's like, it's not boring for the people who want that, but like I'd rather go play Metal Gear.
Speaking of which, I got to go back and play fucking Metal Gear Solid 4. Just like, I've never actually played it, but I watched it.
Guns of the Patriots.
Don't worry, we have a copy of it.
All right, so the mechanic that came to my mind that I felt like was a great idea but wasn't executed to, you know, its top potential in the 2012 SSX remake, the way they handled online play. So there was a bunch of different mountain ranges and then different peaks and then different tracks on each peak. And if you wanted to set like a time or something like that, you would, you know, choose that specific level. And as you're playing down, the top 3 scores would be ghosts that would race alongside you. And then let's say if anybody else was online at that time and they had started, like, you would see like a ghost of them moving in real time, which I think was really cool. But the problem is I felt like it would have benefited more from like, not like a drop-in mechanic, which is what they had, but more of like let's get 5-6 people and start at the same time. Because it's cool for like trick attack or something where you're not really, you know, worried about a race. You just want to, you know, you can take as much time as you need to move up and down the mountain and like score points. But in a race setting, I felt like it would have been smarter to just have like the races start at the same time. Because it was more of like, who can score the best time, which was cool, but it didn't feel like I was ever really playing with anybody. Like, it was like people were playing and then I would see just ghosts. It wasn't as interactive as I felt like it could be. And also that game, like the player base left really, really fast. And I feel like what that game lacked in terms of like personality and like anything that made Tricky so like vibrant and fun to look at and fun to play and fun to listen to was kind of lost. Like, we still had the cool mountain ranges, the crazy tricks, all of that, but the soul of the game was a lot more hollow. And I feel like because of that and the way they handled the online, they didn't really reach the peaks that they could have, pun intended. and we haven't gotten an SSX game in 11 years.
Ha!
So I don't know.
Yeah, that should have really been left for like a time mode, or like
Exactly.
like
that was like
trial.
that was the basic online mode. It was global something. I played the shit out of this game. I beat the game at Jamal's house. Like I didn't even let him beat it. I beat it for him.
I was just racing like
he was just
online
watching
all the
me
time.
play.
I was just racing online all the time, man. Like it was just great. Fun game, like really great, like SSX game, just the online, like what they said, fell flat. And that's really unfortunate. Everything else, like you get to go to the shop, buy boards, you race, you earn more money, you get to buy more legendary boards, like all that was great because you just naturally want to play more if you really like SSX.
Wope, do you still
immersion of the online?
Do you still own that game, Wope?
Yes.
On Xbox?
Yes.
We should totally play it together. I love that game.
100%.
Me and Jamal. Oh my god. Oh, I used to play the shit because I used to be mad when Jamal had a 360 because I used to play on the PS3. I used to be like, Jamal, I'm about to compare times with you.
Wait, do you have Game Pass?
Yeah.
It's on EA Play.
Well, I own it as well.
oh, bet.
Classic.
Oh yeah. Nah, I mean, I love that series. I still play SSX3 all the time. It's 100%, I think, my number one comfort game at this point. So I this is like a cry for help. I really want that series to come back with the personality and the fire that it had when Tricky came out, but with all the precision and smoothness of 3. That's the perfect game for me.
Well, speaking of making a comeback, it's time for trivia.
10 questions, 20 seconds each. It's time for PixelHate Trivia.
Question 1. Which video game system was the first to use DVD technology? And stop.
I said
No, I thought it might have been the Dreamcast.
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 That's correct.
Go!
Dreamcast came out first.
Yes.
Let's go, boys.
All right.
Micah can suck it.
Question 2.
Youth. He wasn't around.
The Sony DualShock controller was launched in which year?
I feel like this is a trick question.
It is.
The original DualShock.
Five. Time.
The original
What type of countdown was that?
was released
I had to type it out because you said
on PlayStation 1 in 1998.
I said
1997.
Ah,
Damn
fuck
it.
you. I said 01. I was thinking of the DualShock 2, and I was like, fuck.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Because
Whatever.
wait, did the
original
original PlayStation have joysticks?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
but not initially. They
Yes,
came out.
it-
with it.
Right, it came out.
It came out with Super Monkey Ball.
Who got the point?
Wow. Okay.
No
That makes
one.
sense.
What? We got 1998. It's fucking 1 year off.
So, but Jamal didn't
Well,
state
it wasn't
that
who gets it closest,
Yeah.
it's who gets it.
Yeah, I didn't state that though.
Yeah, those are Jamal's rules this week.
Exactly.
Jamal's house.
Napoleon Bonaparte. Question
Right.
3. Napoleon Bonaparte used what to expand his power in Assassin's Creed 2?
Oh, I was like, what the fuck kind of history shit is this?
Been so long since I played 2. God damn you, Jamal.
That's the only one I owned, and I never beat it.
Okay, now I'm second guessing.
10 seconds left.
Man, fuck this note writing shit that y'all do. I'm fucking typing it out, bro.
This is way better, actually. I feel like I'm playing Jeopardy.
Oh,
Time.
fuck.
I
Okay.
feel like it's the apple.
It was the
Apple of Eden.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, Apple of Eden.
Let's go!
No, wait,
Okay.
what did Wolfman say?
He said the fucking orb.
The fucking what?
Orb, I don't know what it's called.
Orb?
The apple.
That
Yeah,
doesn't
that
count.
thing. Yes, it does. I'm counting myself. I have 2 points. Because that's what it is. It's the thing.
Oh.
I just.
You know, the stuff.
Yeah, the thing. The thing
round
that you
thing.
hold. Yeah, it's the apple. It's not a real apple. You can't eat it.
Next question.
What is the name E3 also known as? Or what is the actual, non-abbreviated name for E3?
Why did you say it like that?
What does E3 stand for?
Yes.
Cool.
10 seconds left. Time.
Electronic
Entertainment.
Entertainment Expo.
Expo.
Just like
Yes.
entertainment.
Come on. Micah, you said entertainment third.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, dude. First of all, I don't watch E3, and I definitely don't know the fucking what the whatever it's called means.
Fake gamer.
Fake gamer, not a gamer.
Showing your youth here, man.
No longer a gamer boy.
Micah, when's your birthday? Okay.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Is that too personal for the podcast?
What did you say?
I said, when's your birthday?
It's November.
November what?
Fucking
Motherfucker.
change my diapers. You don't know my fucking birthday?
What year were you born?
2001.
Christ.
I was
All
born
right.
like 6 months before Kingdom Hearts came out.
That's
Question
fucking crazy.
Number
I know.
5. Where did the name Mario for the Nintendo franchise come from?
Did the name Mario from the what?
Yes, where did the name Mario come from?
Question 5, Jamal. What the fuck?
I'm just gonna guess.
Yeah. How much time do we have?
10 seconds.
You guys said November. Yeah?
Time. And the answer is
I said plumbing.
I said Italian name.
American Nintendo executive.
Italian name.
I
Someone's
thought it was the
name-
guy who owned the building that they worked in.
V-Bucks are the in-game currency for which famous video game franchise?
You had 5 seconds.
Yeah. And time.
Let's see those
It's
answers.
Fortnite.
Fortnite. Fortnite.
Yeah, we all know.
I feel like you wouldn't have gotten that fucking answer.
Right, like if that was my question, you would have
Yeah.
gotten it wrong.
Be like, oh, fuck, I second guess.
Is it Destiny?
I don't play these fucking games.
Question 7. The word Pokemon is generally understood to be a translation of which phrase?
Phrase.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know what he's saying.
I think I know what you're saying as well, but
A Pokemon.
It's a phrase.
10 seconds.
It's fine. I'm just going to put it up.
Yeah,
We all know.
Pocket monsters.
Just so you guys don't think I just fucking like made it up.
Pocket monsters.
Yeah.
It's on the back of the Japanese
I'm gonna
cards.
fucking whip out my pocket monster right now.
Whoa.
Whoa!
Pokemon means
Whoa.
pocket monster. What the fuck is a Bakugan?
Backpack monster. Backpack monster.
Okay, here's another one. What?
Is that really what it means?
Probably.
No.
Question 8. What items cannot be used against Elder Dragons in the video game franchise Monster Hunter?
Eat a dick.
What did you say?
What's the question?
What items cannot be used against Elder Dragons in the video game franchise Monster Hunters?
Oh, I'm trying to remember.
I got you, Jamal. This one was for me. Thank you.
Yeah. For all you haters
I
that
think
don't
I
like
got
Monster
it.
Hunter.
Ooh.
10 seconds.
I think I remember, but it's been a while.
All right, seems like everybody has their answers. Let's see them.
Trash.
It's a trap.
Yeah.
It's a trap.
Bugs.
It's traps.
Oh,
Yeah, traps.
that's trash.
Because you couldn't efficiently farm them, which was really annoying.
Yeah. Wolfie, what was your answer?
I said the little bug things that you use to move around in Monster Hunter Rise.
Yeah, that's the only game with that.
It's the only game I know.
All right.
All right. Question number 9. Masahiro Sakurai, the creator of the Smash Bros. Series, is also known for which video game franchise?
Japanese ass trivia, bro.
Oh, if you don't know this, you should be ashamed.
I didn't really listen to the question. I just was like, this is a very Japanese centered trivia in my head.
Yes.
What was the question?
Masahiro Sakurai is responsible for what franchise aside from Super Smash Brothers?
Oh, well.
10 seconds
Possible,
left.
but he doesn't fucking work on it.
Maybe not anymore. It's actually a good question. I have no idea.
Time.
You don't know?
No, I don't know if he's still working on them.
No, he doesn't.
Oh,
Kirby.
Kirby. Fuck me. I said Earthbound.
What?
I don't fucking know.
Kirby,
Why the fuck else is Ness in Smash Bros?
fully loaded.
Yeah. Kirby, Superstar Ultra.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, I was
final
gonna
question.
All right. And this, so name every iteration of the DS. This includes up to the end of the 3DS lifespan, and you have to name them in order.
Oh, you sized it. You sized
You're
it.
an
Oh,
man.
asshole.
listen. All right. You get 3 points if you get in order. You get 1 point if you happen to just name them all.
Things were going so well, and then you just fucking had to name every console in
Nintendo's
order,
ever made. I literally don't have the space for this.
and you get 1/4 of a point for half of a console that you name.
What do you mean you forgot the Minecraft exclusive DS?
Hey, you're stupid.
You get
How much
you
time
get-
is left?
You get 10 more seconds, Wolpe.
DS.
Right.
DDS, DSS, DSL.
Yeah, so.
Time. All right, I'm just gonna name them in order.
Okay.
You have Nintendo DS,
Mm-hmm.
DS Lite,
Mm-hmm.
DSi,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
DSi XL,
Oh, eat a dick.
You're bullshit.
3DS,
Mm-hmm.
3DS XL,
Okay.
Uh-huh.
2DS,
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
new 3DS,
Oh,
Yes.
fuck out of here.
new 3DS XL,
Yes.
and then a new 2DS XL.
Yes.
sorry, I
I only
thought my-
missed one, you bastard.
I thought my
Fuck
3DS
you.
was new.
I knew there was 10. You guys.
I thought my 3DS
I got
was
7
new
of them.
when I
There's
buy
like
it
6.
new.
There's like 10 or 11. I knew it.
I only got 7.
What?
So what is
when
that-
did they make a? When did they make a DSi XL? Why? Why did they do that?
Yeah, the XL. I didn't know about that one. That's the only one that I didn't know.
I never heard of that.
Oh,
Trash.
actually, you missed the DS Vita.
You're not remembering the DSP. All right. So today's point totals after trivia. So Jamal is in last place with 8 points after 3 games. Micah is in 4th place with 17.5 points after 3 games. I am in 3rd place with 18 points after 3 games. Lope is in 2nd place after 3 games with 23.5. And Chris has played all 4 games so far and sits at 26.5 points. So, after next week, we will all be up to 4 games total. And we'll see where the real point standings are. Well, that has been PixelHate. We are PixelHate, where the H is silent, but the hate is very real.
Quite real.
For me, for trivia.
Yes, because your trivia was dog shit.
Don't be a hater, 'cause you sucked at the last question. I thought that was a fair question.
Yeah, so make sure you guys go ahead and follow and like everywhere. We're on YouTube, we're on Spotify, Apple Pods, wherever you guys get your podcast intake. Our Linktree has the links to all of our social media accounts. We're on Instagram, we're on Twitter. We have a dedicated Discord, so if you ever feel the need to jump in that, definitely feel free. On YouTube, we have a Let's Play series called Pixel Play. It is up on the channel. Hopefully, we'll start playing some games where not just me and Micah or just myself playing, Wulong or Resident Evil 4 demoed. I want to play games where it's like all 5 of us, whether competing or working together. But that's coming in the near future. So stay tuned for that. That's pretty good content. Follow Micah everywhere, Mikey OQ. He also streams. He also has a YouTube channel. Definitely support him on those platforms as well.
Please and thanks.
Yes.
I need my fantasy games to have release dates so I know, so I can plan my shit out accordingly.
I will say, if you are watching this on YouTube, make sure to give this video a like and a comment.
Yeah,
because that's usually where I'm watching the pod, and
Same.
I would love to see some people's comments and feedback on the show. That would be awesome.
very
So
correct.
remember that if you're watching. Okay, that's
and
it.
if you're listening, then just go to the video companion of the pod and leave a like, leave a comment. We much
And
appreciate
if you're
it.
listening, just fax me your feedback. I'll leave it in the description.
And if you have the YouTube up but you're not watching, you're still listening to that, go ahead and just mute it and then look at the screen so that you're getting both experiences.
If you're listening on a radio disconnected from society, shoot us. Just send us a paper airplane.
If you're sitting in my closet right now getting the live version of the show, please get out.
And if you're listening from overseas outside the US, put a letter in a bottle, and then
If you're in my walls, please stop.
Anyways, this is PixelHate. We're getting off the game, so
logging off.
yeah. Holler at you later. Goodbye. Potty talk.
Oh, I saw a fire podcast name the other day. It's a gaming podcast. It's called Friends Per Second. I was like, damn.
FPSA, okay.
That's kind of clean. And then he has like developers on and stuff from like different big games, and he talks to them.
That's pretty cool.
Must be nice.
Must be.
We could never have a developer. Your game is shit.
Hey, so what were you thinking about that one part that I really fucking hated? What were you thinking when you did that?
Hey, could you tell me about my least favorite part of your game?
Honestly, that's kind of fire. Like if you not ambush someone, but you just sit down, you get real. You're like, hey, by the way, this one part.
These studios' PR teams would never allow it.
Nope.
They would never allow like people like us to talk to them, because if we did what you're saying, we first of all, it wouldn't go up, and then second of all, they probably put some kind of lawsuit out on us for misinformation or some shit. They're fucking shady as hell, man.
It'll have to be
Yeah.
like years after the game has been released.
Yeah.
Right. Like if it's like maybe we could get like an indie developer on. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, getting an indie developer. That'd be sick.